What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you for coming into Sideline to Sideline, getting you ready for Thursday night football, Ravens Dolphins. But gotta get into the intros, of course. Below me, got the Godfrey rocking the CM Punk. What's going on, man?
Greatest in the world.
I mean,
Chilling, watching, doing my thing, talking football. Best time of the year.
exactly. Right here, next to me, upper right corner, not guarding the two, he's guarding the three, rocking that Cleveland jersey, even though the Celtics beat him last night, but it's all good. How you doing, Brett?
Hey, I always got to rock my retro J.R. Smith jersey. Look, I'm doing great. I'm excited. I hopefully get to watch the Packers beat up on the Panthers this week en route to a matchup on the 10th with the Eagles. So it should be a fun next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's a trap game, baby. It's a trap.
Oh, I know. Fully expecting a dog fight.
It'll be way closer than it should be. I love the Panthers plus the points in that game.
All right. There you go. But down the corner, you just heard him. The NFL genius. Gene, what's up, man?
Bro, I'm not kidding with you when I tell you this. I don't think I've ever been on a run like I've been on at picking sports. 21-3 against the spread, documented on Wire to Wire. That's the best start I think I'll ever have.
Mm-hmm.
Solid. I feel like I'm locked in the zone. You want to know if your team's going to win? Just tell me the spread. I'll tell you. I'm kidding. I'll probably end up going on a bad run this week. But I feel good. I'm ready to rock and roll. Been fired up. Sharing us out. If you're listening in the chat, share us out. We got a lot to get into tonight. We're going to talk about a lot. And the first thing we got to talk about is, and I brought this up on Wire to Wire last night, because I genuinely believe it's the coaching, the conversation around the NFL, right? Like when you think of MVP candidates right now, right? You think of names like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and you go a little bit step. Hey, Jonathan Taylor could have running back winning 14 touchdowns the way he's playing football. Baker Mayfield, he's been good. A couple bad weeks in a row. Daniel Jones, the quarterback of the team with the best record. But the one name I'm leaving out is a guy that is my pick right now to win the MVP. And I never in a million years thought he'd be my pick right now to win the MVP. And that's Drake May, New England Patriots. The guy is balling, playing on another level. And last night I did something with the guys from Wire to Wire that I want to reignite with you gentlemen, you fine gentlemen here today. And it's Drake May. Is he currently a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? So here's the question that I want to present to you guys. All things considered, if you're, let's just say on a 3-year window, and you have a team and you're a head coach and you have a 3-year window and you get to pick the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, which means you probably want to leave Aaron Rodgers off this list because, he probably won't be here next year. But you could still put Matty Stafford on there if you want to because he's still playing at an extremely high level. But I'm basically trying to have you rank your top 10 quarterbacks. But instead of ranking them, we're going to play a game Drake May because Drake May has just been on another level. And we have to talk about it. And the fact that I got Kyle Edwards here tonight means it's going to be a good conversation. So we'll get into the Jordan Love or Drake May is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts or Drake May. We'll get there. I'm going to push the first 4 off, right? I'm eliminating the first 4. Can we eliminate the first 4? Drake May at this current time is not better than Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson. We're good with that. Godfrey, you all right there, bud?
Yeah.
Okay. Reading stories. I don't know. What's going on, Pink Panther? Let's go further. I'll start with, I think is an easy one. Drake May or Jalen Hurts?
I mean, I'm going to go Jalen.
I'm going Jalen also. I think it's easy.
I mean, he's proven guy. Yeah, I would go Jalen as well.
I'll take Jalen.
Drake May, Matthew Stafford.
Ooh. Matthew Stafford stuff, because if I can guarantee he's going to be there for the next 3 years, I'd probably take Matthew Stafford.
Guaranteed he'll be there next 3 years.
But I'll take Matthew Stafford.
I don't want this to be a guy, like I should have said 2 years, but like I didn't want you guys to bring up like an Aaron Rodgers. But let's just say 2.
Okay.
Put your fantasy question. I promise I'll answer it for you. Godfrey, Stafford or Drake May?
Godfrey or Drake May? I'm going Godfrey.
I said Stafford or Drake May.
I thought you said Godfrey or Drake May.
I said Godfrey, Stafford or Drake May.
And I got him for the next 3 years. Now, there's no injuries
Guaranteed health.
Yeah, I'd probably go Stafford. Yep. Over Drake May.
Devontae. I'll let me look at this to who they play. Jaden Daniels, same draft class, or Drake May. Jaden obviously had a better rookie year. Drake obviously is having a better sophomore year.
I'm gonna go Jaden.
I might go Drake.
So I'd go Drake May.
I'll still go Jaden. We're split there.
Jaden. Yep.
Okay.
Justin Herbert or Drake May.
Oh, Justin Herbert's always the tough one because Drake may have already have more game-winning drives than Justin Herbert. I really want to pick Justin Herbert. I really do. But I'll go Drake May.
I mean, I'm like Guardy here. It's tough for me. I might actually take Herbert.
I'm taking Herbert.
Yeah.
I'm Herbert too.
Okay. I think it gets really interesting after this one. But I would love to hear the debate. I think he's an MVP candidate also. I have him 7. Jordan Love or Drake May. With Jordan, I feel like I'm just getting 3 years more experience. I'm going Jordan here. But that's, I think, where it ends. I think that's where it ends for me. But I'll stop here. Jordan Love, Drake May.
I'll take Love.
Yeah, I'll take Love.
May.
Okay. Well, Godfrey, I'll start with you. Dak Prescott or Drake May? I'm trying to make it difficult. I got a good list of names.
I'm going to go with Dak.
Wait till
I mean,
you hear the next one.
I don't like Dak, but I got to go with Dak because Dak has – I just think Dak has shown more so far. There's not a big enough sample size for me to take May over Dak at this point.
I'm going with Drake May. I've seen Dak fold like a lawn chair in the playoffs. I don't know what I'm getting out of Drake May in the playoffs.
I'll take Drake May.
Yeah, I'll take Drake May.
Okay. So next one. Drake May or Indiana Jones?
May.
I'm taking May also.
Yeah, I'll take May, yeah.
Drake May or Sam Darnold?
May.
Yeah, Drake May.
Last two. Drake May or CJ Stroud?
May.
I'm not that quick with this one. Could you imagine CJ Stroud with an offensive line?
Yeah, I'm going CJ
That's
Stroud.
true.
I think CJ Stroud has been doing all this with Nico Collins, a bunch of nobodies at wide receiver, no offensive line, and no run game. I maybe slightly May, but I'm not that quick with it.
Hold on. Actually, I got a phone call. Hold on. Oh, you've located Joe Mixon? Okay, cool. Yeah. He's not – okay, he still can't start. Okay, cool. There's private investigator out on Joe Mixon. I don't know where he's at or, something's going on there. Who knows?
I told you he wasn't playing this year.
Yeah. What do we know what happened with him? It's all speculation, right? Like, probably. I bet you it was an injury that was like non-football off the field.
I like the question in the chat by Chief Queef. We'll answer that one shortly. I'm kidding. Last one. This, I think, is the most debatable because I think these guys are the same player very much. I think Drake May's obviously a lot more athletic, but Jared Goff's got a better arm. Jared Goff or Drake May? I know who Guardy 3 is going with. It's got the rivalry, has to run deep. It is already burned.
I absolutely would go. I would go Drake May. I just like Drake May's ability to create more out of structure than Jared Goff.
Okay.
I would probably take my guy May.
I don't know, man. You guys got me. I think Jared Goff's better right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go golf.
Goff's playing well for sure. Yeah.
I think Goff's better. But the point I'm making is Drake May this year has made a name for himself. I asked people last night to start bench cut Bo Nix, Drake May, and Caleb Williams, and I was trying to get Cottrell to cut Caleb Williams. I was trying to get him to get off the Caleb Williams boat because he looks atrocious. Atrocious.
Yeah.
So Drake May's playing really good football. And through 8 weeks of the NFL season, he's my MVP. I want to ask you a question. Who is he throwing to? That offense, look, don't take this the wrong way, Kyle. Maybe you can correct me. Maybe I'm tripping. The offensive coordinator's a moron. It's a Josh
head coach, yeah. Well, he's a good OC. He knows how to.
Terrible moron. Terrible OC. I don't agree with you at all. The best running back on your team doesn't get to run the football.
Well,
what are we doing?
Some of that is Henderson had this issue where he was like running into blockers, but against the Browns, you kind of saw what he was doing in the preseason. He just wasn't doing that the first couple of games.
Yes. Trevion Henderson, the best running back on that team. You got fat ass Ramondre still out there fumbling the ball every other game. Now, Trevion fumbled it one time this week, too. So now he's a Rabel guy. When you fumble the ball, you're a Rabel guy.
I mean, I expect Henderson to get more carries now.
100%. He's better. He's the best running back on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Let's recap a little bit of last week before we get into this week. Last week, which, by the way, was probably the worst week of football I've ever watched in my entire life. There was one game that was one possession, and that was Jets-Bungles. Every other game was a blowout. Wasn't fun. Even Thursday night, 37-10, which, by the way, I said this last night, I'll say it again. Kevin O'Connell needs to be investigated for malpractice. Look, if it's 26-23 and Wentz is trying to come back to win the game, fine. You had that man out there 37-10 with a dislocated shoulder, everything. It was the most amazing thing in the world that this guy was playing. You have to protect your players. That was a joke. Is there any game that you locked into last week that you were like, this is a good football game?
I locked into the end of Jets-Bengals only because I was like, the Jets are really about to get their first win, and obviously the Bengals defense did what the Bengals defense does and gave it up late. Outside of that, I mean, I watched the Patriots game, obviously, because I'm a Patriots fan, but
I can't way too close in the first half, and then third quarter, you guys just took over the football team.
Yep.
I was locked into Titans Colts, but that's only because I had bets on the over receiving yards for Alec Pierce and Alec Alomar, however you say that guy's name, whoever number 5 is. So, and I hit, so I was locked into that. But yeah, I needed some bet love to make me watch some of these games, man. Some of them were like, by Mageddon.
They were terrible. Bad football. We'll hopefully have some better games this week. We'll preview them. Tonight, Thursday Night Football, you have the 2-5 Baltimore Ravens playing against the 2-5 Miami Dolphins in Hard Rock. The Baltimore Ravens are 7.5-point favorites on the road at Miami. Miami went into Atlanta, kicked the shit out of the Falcons, which probably was the upset of the week. Bijan Robinson didn't run the ball anywhere. I didn't know Miami had a run defense. They were 32nd in the league going into the game, and they stopped the number one running back in football up until that week in Bijan Robinson. Who do you guys like tonight? Miami Dolphins, Baltimore Ravens. Where is your head?
I feel like the more I think about it, the more I'm coming around to the Ravens probably get it. I know the Dolphins looked good last week, but the Falcons are one of the more I always mess that up. Jekyll and Hyde teams. I always say Heckle and whatever. But, they just looked like a team that had no idea of how to attack Miami. So I don't know, how good Miami really is coming off that game. I guess Baltimore, looked good defensively against the Bears, but Caleb was kind of terrible, throwing terrible interceptions, backed up against his own goal line. Derrick Henry ran the ball a little bit more effectively. I mean, my question will be for tonight with Lamar back, does Derrick Henry take a back seat once again, or do they feed him the ball? Like, I don't know. So I'll take Baltimore, the 7.5. I'm kind of inclined to think Miami might even keep it closer than that, only because I don't trust Baltimore either.
I'm a square on this one. I'm 100% square in this bet. I love the Ravens and I love the over. That is literally the most square thing you can do in the NFL is take the favorite minus a bunch of points and take the over. I love the Ravens tonight. The number one defense in the second half of the 2024-2025 NFL season was the Baltimore Ravens. They got healthy at the break. Roquan Smith looked like a real linebacker again last week. And granted, Caleb Williams didn't do a great job in that football game. He threw the ball to the Ravens multiple times. But who's to say Tua is not going to do the same thing? We were just talking a week ago about Tua being benched for Quinn Ewers, and now it's, we're just, the Ravens defense is just shit, so Tua is going to go nuts. I don't believe in that. I think the Ravens run offense is going to run all over the Miami Dolphins. I think Derrick Henry has his first, I don't know if it's first, but I think he has a 100-yard game tonight. He's not going to score one. He's going to score 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry is going to be a man-child today. They're going to rely on him a lot more because they're not going to want to use Lamar's legs as much. And I think that the Ravens roll in this football game. I love the Ravens. I love the over. I said it earlier, 41-23 is my final score prediction. Guardy 3, who you got tonight?
Yeah, I got the Ravens, and this is a game where they absolutely have to win. 100%. They already blew all their losses, and they really can't afford to drop any more games that, they should win. So this game will be very telling, too, because if the Ravens defense can't get stops against this Dolphins offense, well, it really just kind of puts me off on any idea of them making any sort of playoff run or even a run to winning the division. So I think they win, but I'm not going to be focused at all on Lamar and the offense. My entire focus is going to be, how does this defense look? Can they get stops when they need to?
Yeah, you're right. Roquan Smith and Kyle Hamilton have to play better. They look like coming off the bye week. They look like different guys. Godfrey, who do you like tonight?
Ravens. I'm not fooled by the mirage last week in Atlanta. Now, this is a team that has to win, and this is a team that is as spineless as a jellyfish. The Dolphins aren't doing jack shit, and they're going to lose to the Ravens. I just don't see it. I don't see it being a close game. I see it being dominated by the Ravens. They're hearing a lot coming out. They got Lamar back. They're healthier on defense. I just don't. I think this might be a statement game for them. Like, hey, we're not dead yet. And they're still favored to win the division, even though despite their record at last time I checked, right? So, no, I think the Ravens are too good of a team to just kind of come out and lay an egg like that. And listen, Lamar was kept out on purpose, in my opinion, because they felt like they could win that game, and it was a short week. So he's coming back full strength. So Ravens all day.
All right, we all have the Ravens. Kyle has Dolphins covering, but we'll see how that plays out. 1:00 hour on Sunday afternoon. You start with some real stinkers, right? Bears at Bengals. Jesus, hopefully the red zone's better than this. But I like a couple games in the early window. And one of the ones I'm really looking at is the Falcons at the New England Patriots. Guys, I'm going to make this very simple. I think the Patriots are a much better team. I think the Patriots win a lot more games this season. This is a game where I think the Patriots can call with their pants down. I love the Falcons plus 5.5. I'll take them plus 5.5. I'll sprinkle a little on the money line. I think they can win this football game. Bijan Robinson, Penix is back. Drake London's back. I like the Falcons in this football game. I'm sure the rest of you guys will all take the Patriots. Tell me why I'm wrong. Kyle, I'll start with you. Your squad.
I mean, Bijan is the guy to watch. The only problem is Bijan's kind of struggled the past couple of weeks, and the Patriots' run defense is pretty good. So I don't know if this is the game for him to get going. If the Falcons are going to win, Penix is going to have to beat him with his arm. I don't know if he can, especially his first week back. I don't know about getting caught with the pants down because I don't know if Vrabel necessarily would let them do that. I mean, the Falcons' pass offense is supposed to be good. If you saw last week, you would wonder how that ever became. So if they can corral Drake May and probably force the Patriots to, move down the field methodically, maybe they can. Because Drake May has also shown he loves throwing, deep ball passes and everything like that. And when he gets going, it's tough to stop him, especially with his ability to run as well. So I think the Patriots win. I think they cover. And I think it's going to be a frustrating day for Raheem Morris, that offense, and the defense as well.
Guardy 3?
Yeah, I'll take the Patriots, and this is a game that really feels like it should be a trap game, but I also kind of do believe that Mike Vrabel won't let it be a trap game. He seems like a guy just every week he has his team ready to go and they're ready to play. I wouldn't be shocked if the Falcons made it close, but that being said, I just think that the Patriots are just that much more of a talented football team right now than, Atlanta. So, yeah, I'll take the Patriots.
Godfrey?
Let's not be blinded by the win streak by the Patriots here. I think it's the new shiny object right now. I think Vrabel's a great coach. I've always thought that. I think the Patriots are looking a lot better. But we look at last week's game, and we're having a little recency bias, I think. Penix obviously is the better quarterback for that team. They look like dog shit with Kirk Cousins. Drake London not being in there last week definitely makes a difference. And do I think the Falcons secondary can handle Keyshawn Booty battle and Stephon Diggs? I do think they can handle that. So how are they going to score points? They're going to have to do it on the ground. And I just think the Falcons are going to out-talent them. Now, I'm scared taking the Falcons away from home, but they shit the bed last week at home too. So who knows what that means? But I do think you're going to see a different team this week. I'm going to go with the points with the Falcons on the road. It went from 3 to 5.5. That's crazy.
I thought it was really interesting. Atlanta normally has a very good pass defense. Normally a little no-fly zone, and I think that plays into the hand of when Drake May wants to push the ball. I think it's one of those situations where you're playing into the hands of the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons will allow you to run the football. They'll also allow you to get the short passes. Over the top, they're normally really good. Look, guys, what if I told you this, Kyle? If I told you they beat up on the Falcons and they go into Tampa and lose next week? That sounds logical, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say the exact opposite happens. I think that they lose at home versus Atlanta, and then they go into Tampa next week and get a win. I have them one-on-one regardless. Mm-hmm. I just think that this is one of those. You look at the Patriots outside the Buffalo Bills game, which, by the way, that is their signature win. They beat up on a lot of bad football teams this year. And a lot of people forget they lost to the Raiders week 1. I'm not saying that this seems much different than they were week 1. But
go Raiders!
Buffalo Bills. If you take the Buffalo Bills win off their resume, they've beaten Carolina, Tennessee, the Cleveland Browns, it's Miami Dolphins. It's not really looking as nice. You understand? You're shining the turd there. I think Drake May's been great. I think the Patriots have been great. Give me the Falcons this week.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, of course we'll see. I'm being bold, brother.
Yeah. I mean, look, if Bijan gets going, I would definitely agree with you. That's going to be the key for Atlanta. Because if he can't get going, we've seen that offense look rough. He's the key for that team.
I agree.
I feel like like Kurt just didn't get the ball to Bijan, and like he was keyed in on Kyle Pitts the whole game, and it was just like his pass lanes were just this over the middle, here, and Kyle Pitts here. That's where we're going, and I just feel like Penix is just a better fit for that team. I think I don't know, man. Just Kurt doesn't fit with what they're doing or try to do.
Another 1:00 game. This is interesting. The Indianapolis Colts and Indiana Jones go on the road, take on the reeling Pittsburgh Steelers, losers of 2 straight. The Steelers are 4-3 now. They play at home this week versus Indiana Jones. It'll be an interesting battle in the Steel City. I'm going to go with the upset in this one, giving you the Pittsburgh Steelers to cover the 3.5 and win the game outright.
I don't know if I don't know if I could pick Pittsburgh as much as I would like to pick them, because if they were to lose again, and if the Ravens do win tonight, like I might have to actually come around on the Ravens winning that division. I don't want to do that.
I love that. I love that your hate, the disdain for the Ravens. So strong.
It is deep rooted.
I love it.
I don't know. I feel like this run that Indy's on, I feel like with each week, I'm buying in just a little bit more, and more so for Jonathan Taylor. I'm still not a believer in Daniel Jones. What Jonathan Taylor's doing right now is crazy. So I'm gonna stick with that thinking, and I'm gonna take the Colts in this one.
Cardi 3.
I wish I could take Pittsburgh. Obviously, I'm hoping the Steelers win this division. I want to see Aaron get into the playoffs one last time. That being said, it's a tough buy for me because it's really simple. It's the line. It's the battle of the lines, right? And I think that's where the Steelers don't have much of a chance in this game. That Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line, as much as they're getting paid, hasn't really been able to do much of anything for them this year, if your name's not Nick Herbig. So I think that I'll pick the Colts, and a lot of that just has to do with the fact that the secondary's old, but the Colts offensive line has been so dominant that I'm not sure I can buy the Steelers, overcoming that. That might be too tough of a hill for them to climb this week.
You asked the question last night on Wire to Wire, Brett, and I have to mute your mic's getting a lot of feedback. But you asked a question last night on Wire to Wire about TJ Watt, and I didn't get a chance to answer it. I don't think TJ Watt is washed. I think the Steelers defense comes around in the second half of the season when it gets a little colder and the legs are a little stiffer. I think that TJ Watt will come around a little bit. I think that's I honestly truly believe that that TJ Watt will turn it around for the season. But I'll say this. I think the Indianapolis Colts are going to come down to earth. I think it comes to happen soon. I think they're good. I don't think they're great. If you think that this team's going to be the 1 seed in the AFC, I don't agree with you. I don't think that happens. Godfrey, who you got in the game?
I got the Yeah, I want to put in a missing reports report for the Steelers defense. Yeah, they've been kidnapped. They're trash juice. Listen, they're looking old as shit. They got washed so bad last week. They made no adjustments. I was watching that game, and right now, Aaron Rodgers is Captain Cuck. Okay, he's cucking, watching the young quarterbacks. The old Aaron Rodgers would have rose to that occasion. He just had to just squeeze out just a little bit to look competitive. He's not the old Aaron Rodgers. It is gone. The defense, I think people have a hard time believing in Danny Dimes, but I'm telling you right now, I watched a lot of Indianapolis ball, especially last week, and Titans aren't a great team, but people keep waiting for this guy to mess up, and I just think Shane Steichen just knows how to get a quarterback right in the system. I was a believer when they signed him. I knew he was going to be the starter. Anthony Richards can't hit the broadside of a barn. And when I look at that team, they're I don't know, like as far as Buckner can disrupt the game on the Steelers. I just don't see any symmetry in that offense. I mean, come on, Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren, give me a break. There's nothing to be afraid of there. DK Metcalf can be just put there in the corner. I don't see them beating them. I see the Colts doing it, and I see them rolling on. Do I think they're going to be number 1 seed, the Colts? No, but I also don't think that the Steelers they're barely a playoff team right now. That's what I think.
Okay. I'm going to go with Tomlin and the Steelers, and we'll see. Listen, I have a lot of weird picks this week. The next one is also a pick where I'm probably not going to be popular. Let me ask you guys a question real quick. You guys know the standings. You guys know them just as well as I do. Who's leading the AFC West? What team has got 6-2 record leads the AFC West?
The Broncos, right?
Denver Broncos. Yeah. And the Houston Texans are 3-4. Why are the Houston Texans 1.5-point favorites versus the Denver Broncos in this football game? Someone help me understand. I think Houston presents a lot of same problems that the New York Giants did. And for 3 quarters, the New York Giants absolutely dominated the Denver Broncos with that front 4. And I think Houston's defense is just that good. CJ Stroud looks like he's got it clicking. CJ Stroud's getting Nico Collins back this week. I love the Houston Texans in this football game this week. I think they win the game. I think it's the same thing you've seen last week versus San Fran. I think Houston's defense dominates. The offense scores enough points to win the football game. I like Houston to give Denver their 3rd loss. Denver has been begging for a loss. Please beat me. Please beat me. The Denver Broncos are going to get that this Sunday as the Houston Texans win that game. Bro, what do you got?
Sorry, Brett. Go ahead.
I love it. This is a game I could very well see the Texans winning. At the end of the day, this Denver Broncos team is very gettable. Their offense is just very inconsistent. So I think after, a 44-point outburst against the Cowboys, they'll definitely come back down to earth. I think Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter will shut down a lot of what that offense wants to do. And, yeah, you know what? I'll run with that. I'll take the Texans over the Broncos. It'll be a fun game, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think this will be a fun one to watch. Pat Surtain is out. That's going to be, big for Denver. I think my whole thing is like the front for Denver against that O-line from Houston. Obviously, that's where the game's going to be won or lost. I agree with you. Denver's been begging for somebody to actually finish and play 60 minutes against them to beat them. I don't know if this is the week that it happens, though. Well, I'm torn between because both these teams feel like you can't really trust them. And I don't know. I'll go. You know what? I'll join you on this one. I'll go with Houston. Because I do like Houston's defense.
The water is warm over here, Kyle. I'm hitting picks left and right.
But it's just like I like Houston's defense. Something about the Denver offense just hasn't been impressive, even though they're 6-2. If Bo Nix will go from looking rough for like half the game, and then like he'll have a really good quarter, and because the other team didn't take advantage, they win late. So. Yeah, I'll take Will Anderson in that Houston defense to stop them. Yeah.
Godfrey, who wins the game and why?
It's a tough game to pick. I think it is kind of peculiar. I think that spread really speaks to the impact of Patrick Surtain and the Broncos defense. So him not being there, man, I just have had a hard time with Houston stepping up. Like, they say they're getting it back together. Nico Collins is coming back. The Broncos look like they want to lose a game, but they keep pulling them out, right? I'm going to go just with the preface here of the home team, and I'm going to go with the Texans.
Guys, I want to park a lot here for a second. The New York Giants, Jackson Dart has looked really good as a starting quarterback. And we'll take a step further. I am not going to lie to you, man. That Cam Scatterville injury was disgusting. It's really tough to watch. He has been – look, he's one of those guys. I relate this a lot to Jeremy Shockey. Type of guy that you would always want on your team, the guy you never want to play against. Like, he pisses you off. You hate him because he just wants to just run into a wall because he's a a case study for CTE, but the guy is a hell of a football player. And to see him go down the way he did sucked. And I want to take another second to say, I get on here all the time and talk about when the Philadelphia Eagles get hosed by the officials. The Denver Broncos game, I was very, very open about that. The New York Giants got hosed by the officials Sunday versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sorry, you need to pay attention. That tush push, quarterback sneak, fumble was such a turning point in that game because Kevon Thibodeau just takes the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands and they're going to rule it, oh, he stopped forward progress. No, he didn't. No, he did not.
The ball out. Yeah.
He ripped that ball out. And look, I was the first one when I watched it live that I thought that Darius Slayton was a push off for the touchdown with Quinyon Mitchell. After I watched the replay, I'm more 50-50 on it. I called OPI immediately. Quinyon Mitchell did a great job of selling the push off because it looked, to the naked eye, when I'm watching the game, it looked really bad. Looked like a very obvious push off. The Giants got hosed Sunday. Call it like it is. I don't think they win the football game if both those calls go the opposite way, but I guarantee you it's a closer football game. The question I have for you guys is, in what direction do the New York Giants go now? This week they play the San Francisco 49ers in MetLife. And by the way, I think they're 2-0 at MetLife with Jackson Dart starting at quarterback. They beat the Chargers and they beat the Eagles at home. Can Jackson Dart's summer bring this team's energy forward to get another win at home versus the reeling, hurt 49ers? Can Tyrone Tracy pick up the slack? I don't know. I'm asking you guys. Giants, what do they do this year? Is Dable there at the end of the year? And how do they respond from the Cam Scatterbo injury? Godfrey, your division, you're first. Let me know what you think.
I think we'll see. I mean, if you got to see what Dable's worth, can he rally the troops? I mean, I feel bad for Scatterbo. Yeah, they got a hosed on a call. I don't think they got hosed on the offensive PI, but I do think that team. I'm not buying Dable still. His team seems out of sorts when he needs to rally them. This far along in the process, he should be able to course correct with his team. And I've seen 2 weeks in a row where things have gone awry, and he hasn't been able to course correct in the moment. The Broncos game and the Eagles game, right? And I just think, where are they at in the future? I think Jackson Dart looked good. Against the Niners, if Mac Jones is a starter, they win. If Brock Purdy's a starter, the Giants lose. And I think, again, how are they going to score points? We need not only Tyrone Tracy to step up, we need old man Darius Slayton to step up. We need, there's Wendell Robinson. Theo Johnson's looking pretty decent. Can he run his way to the victory, Jackson Dart? I'm not so quite sure. I think their luck, not that they've had any, I don't think the winning is going to continue for Jackson Dart at MetLife Stadium this week. I think the Niners are going to win.
I definitely don't think it's luck. They've been unlucky the last 2 weeks, if we're being honest, and they beat the shit out of the Eagles. I was talking to Shally last night. Shally's like, well, the Eagles should be 8-0. They just played 2 shitty games. I'm like, how the hell do you say that? The Giants beat the shit out of them from opening bell to closing bell.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah, but there's no they should have won that game. No. The Queen had balls. She'd be the king.
That was one of the worst nights in Philly sports in recent memory, actually.
100%.
I was like, what is going on? Like, I was like screaming. But, yeah, no, 8-0 is wild. I would not agree with that. I think
in reality, they're close to the 4-4.
Yeah, they're closer to 4-4. I do think the Giants are showing signs of life, but listen, you've lost Neighbors, you've lost Scatterbo, you've lost. I mean, they're decimated injuries. How much can you be expected?
Don't you think Dable deserves one full season with a healthy Scatterbo, a healthy Neighbors, Jackson Dart starting at quarterback? Like, why would you rush him out the door when you see the potential this team has?
I wouldn't rush him out the door, but here's the thing. He's going to get another season because the Mariners hold on to people way too long. They've always done it. So regardless, I think he'll be back. But if he doesn't show significant improvement, is it just Jackson Dart has good talent and he's taking advantage of it, or is it Brian Dable? And you got to ask that serious question about him. Like, he's supposed to be a quarterback guru, but can we acknowledge that Daniel Jones is doing much better in Indianapolis? It's night and day. I'm sorry, man. Like, Saquon wasn't his fault, but still.
You don't think the Giants, Kyle, do you think the Giants' issues that they've had a lot more to do with their offensive line than their offensive play caller? I mean, their offensive line was abysmal.
Yeah, I feel like it was that. I think Russ kind of just got stale, and we saw when Dart was inserted, like the team had a new life. So I think only because of that, I think Dayball deserves at least next year to show like this wasn't a flash in the pan or something like that. And for Jackson Dart, like this is the system that he knows and is playing in right now. To at the end of the year rip that away from him when he's showing momentum right now, I think that'd be a mistake by New York. Look, ultimately, Dayball may not be the guy, but at least give him the shot of, the training camp. Dart knows he's a starter. He can prepare as a starter and see how they at least start the year next year before really thinking about Dayball leaving.
They'll keep him. Remember what Mara said about Daniel Jones. We haven't really done anything to put him in position to win. So they gave him that contract. We were like, whoa, why did they give him that contract? Well, they're gonna let it play out. I'm pretty sure he'll be back. I'm just saying what I think should happen to him, but we'll see. He's been very demonstrative with his players.
33.
He'll definitely be back, but if he gets off to another slow start next year, he might not make it past week 5.
But if a coach is on a hook like that in general, just fire him then. If you go into the next season saying he gets it to a slow start, he's already fired from the door. I mean,
I feel like they did that this year and they didn't fire him. They literally said if they don't make the playoffs, we're firing the coach and the GM, and they're not going to make the playoffs. Now we're questioning whether they should fire the coach and GM.
By the way, can we make a new category for quarterbacks called stale bread, and we're going to put Tyrod Taylor in there, Russell Wilson. All right, I just want to pause for 1 second. No, Justin Fields has had his struggles, but the Steelers have made an absolute mistake by going from Wilson to Fields last season and not at least keeping a kid for another year. It made no sense to me at all. And I think Justin Fields won in some games last year, and Russell Wilson is stale bread everywhere he goes. He's worse than stale bread. He's like stale croutons that your grandma left in the cabinet during Thanksgiving and trying to use next year.
They should release Russell Wilson and just use Jameis as their primary backup at this point, in my opinion.
I love that Jameis was wearing an old school, he was wearing an old school jacket. I think it was a starter jacket. He's like, actually, I was an Eagles fan. I was like, yeah, that's right, Jameis. Take that. Cuck of the year. Anyway.
Or Gino in the stale bread category.
I like it. I like it. That's, new category, stale bread. Gino's in there.
Giants. Brett, Giants.
So I think the Giants could absolutely pull out a victory against the 49ers this Sunday, but it's gonna be tough. And the real obvious challenge is they're kind of lacking weapons right now. I don't think Tyrone Tracy's a fine back, but I don't think he can replace just the energy that Cam Scatterbo really brought to the team. Obviously you're down Malik Neighbors. I'm going to take the 49ers on this one, and I think I just think the Giants are running out of weapons, and I think the Giants are just going to simply get out-coached on Sunday. So I think it'll be fun, but I'm going to go with the 49ers on this one.
I'm going to skip over these two dog shit games, Jacksonville at Las Vegas and New Orleans at the Rams. One, because it's going to be a blowout, and the other one because it's very non-competitive football. I want to head to the main event of the evening. We only have 15 minutes left, and I want to give this game its due time. Nick Wright calls it the Highmark Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs are traveling to Buffalo, in Orchard Park, to take on the Buffalo Bills. Kyle, who do you like in this football game?
So the trend would be, because it's a regular season, to take Josh Allen and the Bills. Because Josh Allen's like 4-1 against the Chiefs in the regular season, but then Mahomes gets them in the playoffs where he's 4-0. And that very well could happen. But I just have a feeling that the Chiefs are going to go in there and get the win. I feel like Rice coming back has done a lot for that offense. I think Buffalo will play the more desperate style because this is a game that is important to them, knowing that they're trying to catch New England, they're trying to stay close to Indy if they keep winning. So I think Buffalo's going to have a really good game. It's just Buffalo going into the bye really bothered me with the way that they were playing. Yes, they looked good this past week against Carolina, who's not a pushover, but not on their level. I feel like the Chiefs will get this one done. I think they want this for their psyche as well. Mahomes knows his record against Josh Allen in the regular season. He wants to change that.
Cardi 3, who you got in this one?
Yeah, give me Buffalo. Kansas City doesn't get beat by Buffalo often in the playoffs, but I'd say Buffalo, I think they're going to pull it out. They always seem to play them well in the regular season and have won, beat them a couple times in the regular season. In fact, I think the last couple times in the regular season they've matched up have been Buffalo victories, and I think Buffalo, they'll be, out for blood. They want to get revenge for that playoff game last year. So give me Buffalo.
Godfrey, I don't know if you have your Halloween costume on today.
I am actually. This is Gimli from the Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you guys seen this or not. My beard's not as long. There's a beard that comes with it, but I feel like putting it on. It's a pain in the ass. I'm already done with it. I'm over it. Okay. Anyway, I'm back. So, I think, man, I want to pick the Chiefs, but they really have not solved an issue all year long that they've been getting away with, and is the lack of run game that they have. You can really run the ball at Buffalo, but they got to release this rookie Brashard Smith, meaning release him to the wild and let him buck. But I don't know if they're going to do that. I feel like maybe they're worried about pass protection schemes, something to that nature. Did see Travis Kelce come alive last week. You do have Rashee Rice back, so maybe that's not as important. But I do think you need to run against Buffalo to beat Buffalo. I do think, that the Chiefs had the defense to kind of definitely shut down the Buffalo pass game, but they got to shut down Allen and Cook. And I don't know, man. It's just a tough game for them to win across the road. It's such a tough one to call. I do find it interesting that the Chiefs are favored by 1.5 on the road. I feel like that spread should be more, really, -3 Bills because they're at home. But that's wild to me. I'm gonna go Buffalo here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go with the trend. I think that the Chiefs are gonna have a hard time winning out on the road. I think Buffalo is gonna be game.
No one circles the wagon quite like the Buffalo Bills. Give me the Buffalo Bills to win this game outright. I think they win the football game. Josh Allen has a great game. I think you're going to see a big Dalton Kincaid game. I think that the Chiefs' game plan in that football game is going to be to stop the run. When they want to stop the run, they do it. The problem is Josh Allen's escapability is huge. And with those guys on that Buffalo Bills team running all over the place, and you can't focus on one of them because there's always a different one. It's Keon Coleman, it's Khalil Shakir, it's Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, don't matter who it is, James Cook out the backfield. I like the Buffalo Bills in this football game. I think they win the game. I think that they win it. And as usual, I think this will be a little bit more low scoring than most of these games are between these two teams. Circles the wagon. Sunday nights, Jaden Daniels is back. Terry McLaurin's out again. It's in Landover, Maryland. Seattle Seahawks, who've been playing great football, traveling to Washington Sunday Night Football. Your thoughts on the game? Godfrey, why don't you start us off, brother? I feel like Godfrey's in like a Halloween, like the darkness happens and he lights up when he's about to talk.
Yeah, right. It's because the way my camera's pointed. But does that say 9:20?
What do you mean 9:20?
The game on Sunday?
No, 8:20.
It's weird. It says it on here. I don't know. The time must be messing with my computer. But yeah, the Seahawks Commanders. I'm going with the Seahawks. Jaden Daniels, is he back yet? I don't know what the update was.
Jaden Daniels is back, but Terry McLaurin is not back. Terry McLaurin played and then re-aggravated his injury. He's out.
I think the Seahawks are going to whoop their ass. I really like that defense this year. It's more so. I just don't think I don't know, man. I just think the Redskins the Commanders are taking a step back from what they were last year, and a lot of it's because of injury. But when I look at that team, like last week, did it feel like they had a plan at all? It was like, you knew they were going to have an uphill battle with the matchup. It just felt like we're going to go out there and try really hard, guys. I didn't really see like a plan from them where they were going to attack in a certain way to try to win that game. You know what I mean? And they seemed a little bit too happy of like, we'll just give this one up. So I don't know, man. I'm not buying them this year. A lot of stuff going on. So I'm going with the Seahawks. The Seahawks are ascending. Even Sammy Bag of Donuts over there is playing well. I just look at that defense is just flying around the ball, man. They got Ernest Jones has 3 interceptions on the season as a linebacker. That's kind of crazy to me. So
I look at this game and I'll go right to Guardy 3 after this, but I look at this game and I don't understand how the Seahawks are only 2.5-point favorites. I think the Seahawks offense is better. I think the Seahawks defense is better. Marshawn Lattimore is good at one thing in the NFL, and it's holding opposing wide receivers, because that guy is a walking defensive PI penalty constantly. I love the Seahawks in this game. What am I missing? Show me what I'm missing. The Commanders shouldn't be even 2.5-point dogs in this game. They should be 10-point dogs in this game.
I would take the Seahawks by a touchdown if you want to tease up the spread. Personally, I feel really comfortable taking them at 6.5.
I'm with you.
Really cool.
Guardy 3, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I got the Seahawks, and I think to me it's really simple. I think Seahawks are just straight up the better team, and I think that secondary is going to be too old to keep up with the younger, Seahawks offense. They say if you need yards, go after Marshawn Lattimore or force Bobby Wagner into coverage. Like, I think that the youth and athleticism of some of these guys in the Seahawks, mixed in with the veteran experience of someone like Cup, I think that's just going to keep the Seahawks, the Commanders' defense off balance all night. And Jaden Daniels' first game back, coming off an injury against this defense with no Scary Terry, I don't like their chances. So, yeah, I'll take the Seahawks pretty easily.
It's poetic, isn't it? It's almost like the old coach of the Legion of Boom is coming in, and the new Legion is coming in. The new Legion of Boom over there, because what they're doing with that defense, when you watch it, they're all over the ball. They play all over the place. They're aggressive.
Mike McDonald, some credit, man. Mike McDonald is
yeah. I think he's amazing. That was a low. It's not a hire. I think a lot of people talked about when they first made it.
He's been incredible. He was a great DC for the Ravens, and he's been a great head coach for the Seattle Seahawks. He's turned that culture around quickly. He shipped out guys that weren't great culture guys like DK Metcalf,
Geno Smith. Very decisive moves.
Yeah, 100%.
And you could tell when a coach is really implementing his program, when he just, you're gone. Doesn't matter. Let's go.
I love that. Love that. Kyle, who do you like the game?
Yeah, I had the Seahawks. Like the Commanders defense, they're bottom third against the pass, against the run. The Seahawks are like top half in the league in both categories, so I don't necessarily see how the Commanders stop them enough to win the game. So I'm taking the Seahawks in this one.
Last game on the docket, Monday Night Football. The Arizona Cardinals at the Dallas Cowboys. Tickets as low as $18.
I'm gonna catch a Spirit flight out there and just go to that game same day. That's how low the tickets are.
$18. Them and the Titans have the same ticket price.
When I saw this
Cherry World on Monday Night Football for $18.
First thought when I saw this game on the docket. It's exactly what I thought.
Well, you say that, but I'll say this.
I'm still gonna watch it.
Kyler Murray
is coming back.
Is a different player in the state of Texas. College pros, Texans, Cowboys, whatever. What do you think Kyler Murray's winning percentage is in the state of Texas?
Like 1,000? He's going to sample
high school. Like played there in high school. I give you all of them.
I'll say 850.
We're going all the way back to high school for this winning percentage.
Yep. I wouldn't be bringing it up if it wasn't really easy to remember.
Hold on. Let's get his Pee Wee games put in here. Pee Wee.
1,000% winning percentage.
That's crazy.
He's never
like you said that, I assume he was undefeated.
In the state of Texas. The over-under is 53.5. I see fireworks in this football game. This is a game where you want to Get your same game parlays in. You get your anytime touchdown scores over on the yards on CD and George Pickens. Let's go over on Kyler's rushing yards and passing yards. I like the Cardinals on Monday Night Football to beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys can't stop anyone.
I'll be in Vegas actually on this Monday night, and I think I'm going to go into the sports book, and I'm going to drop a hundo on the over rushing yards for Bam Zonovan Knight. He's going to pull a Rico Dowdle on him, and you're going to see like 70 yards, 80 yards from Zonovan Knight. Bam is going to bam them because they can't stop anyone. It's right. It's like they're surrendering on the defense this year, and you know they have. I mean, I like the over in this too. So I think Jonathan Gannon, if he loses this game, should be fired. That's just my opinion. He's gone.
I mean, he's headed that route.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree that probably get fireworks. Like neither defense really stops the pass that well. The Cardinals are good against the run. Cowboys don't run anyway, so it's just like I agree. The over, whatever they set it at, I'd go over it anyway. But I think the Cowboys get it only because it's in Jerry World or whatever. But that stat about Kyler is interesting. I'll take the Cowboys though.
Is it the first loss in Texas? Party 3? Is this the first loss in Texas?
It's better to happen at some point.
I don't think it's in this matchup. You just can't get me to buy into a Eberflus-led defense. It's just way too porous for me. I think it's going to be a shootout, but I'll pick the Cardinals to win this one. It should be a really fun, high-scoring game, but I trust the Cardinals defense more to get a stop than I do the Cowboys, and I think that'll end up being the deciding factor. So give me the Cardinals.
54.5 is the total right now for this game. That's crazy.
Crazy.
It's like that's so there's going to be no defense there. I mean, I wouldn't bet, me personally, I wouldn't bet who the winner's going to be in this game because both teams are capable of making mistakes that just kind of put their nail in the coffin in the game. But there's going to be a lot of defense in this game. 54.5 for this game is wild to me.
I'll take the Cardinals. I'll continue riding the trend of Kyler Murray never losing in the state of Texas. That's all the games on the slot this week. We have 2 minutes left. So I do want to ask you guys a question. Just quickly, we want to go through it quickly. You're 8 games into a season. There's 17 games. We're almost at the halfway point. Next week, we can kind of really get into the midseason awards. But now looking at everything that you've seen, injuries included, give me your updated Super Bowl prediction. NFC, AFC champion. Brett, I'll be very disappointed. I will be very, very disappointed. I'm going to do Brett's. I'm going to go with the Packers and the Bills. I think Buffalo makes it to the Super Bowl this year. Jordan Love and the Packers deep. Get Brett, tell me.
You know, I hate that you accurately predicted exactly the Super Bowl matchup I was going to say. So, yeah, I was going to say Packers and Bills. So you actually nailed that one.
Bro, I knew it. I know you like the back of your hand, Brett. I love you. You're awesome. Packers, Bills for Brett. Who wins? Brett, don't let me down.
Of course, it's the Packers.
Let's go. I love that. By the way, we're enemies next Monday night. Don't message me. Don't talk to me. And listen, if we lose, make it very simple. I don't know what your rule is. Give me 14 hours, right? Give me to like 10:30 a.m., like the morning show afterwards. Let's not talk about it a little bit. Let's just give me to 10:30 a.m. if the Eagles lose that football game. We'll talk about that.
Fair enough.
That's all I asked for. Kyle, are you going to let me down? I hope you don't let me down. I'm hoping that you do not let me down.
No, not at all. Look, the schedule may be soft to some people. It was soft to the Commanders last year. You saw what they did. Vrabel's doing something special in New England.
God, no, we're not doing this.
Oh, you see this AFC? I'm not scared of the Colts. I'm not scared of the Broncos. there is that team in Kansas City I'm a little worried about, but I'm gonna go Patriots Seahawks. I really like what the Seahawks are doing. They were one of the teams I was looking at before the season. I think McDonald, what he's doing with that defense, I think that's going to carry them in the playoffs. I think we get that rematch once again. Patriots Seahawks.
Patriots Seahawks. Godfrey, I'm going to ask you to do me the same thing I asked Kyle and Brett. Don't let me down.
Man. I think this is the year the Bills do it, but I see Eagles-Bills in the Super Bowl.
So you see the Bills beating the Eagles.
No, I see the Eagles beating the Bills.
There we go. And you have the Patriots over the Seahawks, right, Kyle?
Yeah.
If
they get there, yes, absolutely.
All homer picks across the board. Let's see, Gene. Let's see.
I will be the only person here that will not be picking my own team. I talked about it last night at nauseum. I'm not going to continue doing it. AJ Brown is going to destroy this Eagles football team, and I'm telling you right now, I have zero confidence in this team with AJ Brown. I just don't. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams from the NFC, which makes me sick. I'd rather pick the Lions, but I'm going to go with the Rams and Matt Stafford to go up against the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't want to do that. Like, this is like the sickening bowl. The Rams versus Chiefs, it makes me sick. I don't want to pick that. That's just what I feel when I watch the football games. Lions-Eagles feels a lot better to me in the NFC Championship game. And then the Eagles-Bills feels a lot better in the Super Bowl. But I'll go Rams over Chiefs. Puka, Hakuna, Matata, Nakua. That's all we got tonight. Let's tune into a good Thursday night football game on Amazon Prime. And then if the game gets blown out like I think it's going to be, make sure, and even if it doesn't, make sure you tune into the N1 podcast. Coming to you in just 57 minutes here on Wire to Wire Network at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central. Kyle, when's the next Passion and Precision? Are we doing Friday or Saturday?
We are live tomorrow, and we have a great show lined up. So make sure you tune in around 8:30 tomorrow night. Passion and Precision with Key, myself, and Jordan.
And Godfrey is over there. Oh, you got the Tomahawk Shop going on. Godfrey,
Yeah.
When's the next time we'll see you? Is it next week here?
I will be in Vegas, so most likely not.
Okay.
So it'll be the week after. Maybe it depends. Depends what the Wi-Fi is like. Last year, the hotel screwed me in the same time, so I don't really know. But plan on me not being here. But I will be in Vegas. Betting for all you degenerates out there. You can live vicariously through me in person. And, that's all I got. And all I got to say to the Packers and Eagles play him, if I'm not going to be here, is D's nuts. That's
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in this week to Sideline to Sideline. I'm the NFL genius, Gene Walzak. He's Mr. The Godfrey. Passion, precision, the Prince of Production, Kyle Edwards. Not guarding the 2, he's guarding the 3, Brett Gardepy. And we all